Rochelle Te'iri. Center, Sarah Bibb. Wing attack, Liana Wong. And center, Clara Cobb. Wing defense, Michelle Cow.
Alana Smith moving out to goal attack with the debutante getting the starting goal shooter. And that brings Marjorie Toru to the bench. Yeah. Great work in transition from Canada. Oh, Binns was calling for it. They eventually get it to her briefly when there was an injury earlier in the tournament. This is pretty cool to see her injected in centre. Very graceful there, Smith. Who a few of the teams got their music on. Some of them have got their own headphones on. Some dancing happening. Watching the tears stream down their faces as they're singing the national anthem. You can see how much represented there.
In defense, Sachin Rodrigo. Goal defense to Seema Bandara. Always. Goal attack, Mama Ali E.G. Wing defense, Billy G. This one's just been hitting.
They played Singapore A yesterday, which is when she came on to set up a successful start for Sri Lanka and had 2 options to the ball. And now we're struggling to find 1 option at points. 36 seconds on the clock. Alvis, very accurate. You can see some Papua New Guinea's way there.
Yeah, so far I think it's been a really nice battle to watch. I think they're really going.
So Sri Lanka had a little bit more path left at the Big Nations Cup, which is really interesting considering they went.
Is avoided seeing that last shot for T20, and she does.
67 goals to 50.
Goal attack, goal, Wayne Dia, and goalkeeper, Faith Maria Lawrence. On the wing attack, and Jolena Liv. Center, Tan E. Yeah. Wing defense, Rachel Lee.
Oh, here we go. Just how tight a tussle are we expecting between these two teams that would know each other very, very well? And,
Exactly.
I think they're fairly evenly matched.
I think in terms of speed, in terms of defensive style as well. So I'm curious to see.
welcome back to Singapore for the Mirxes Nations Cup. You can see the gardens by the bay. Here's the backdrop of this wonderful tournament here. One game to come featuring the host nation on day 6. It's Singapore against Sri Lanka, the 2 Asian rivals. My name is Brittany Carter, and with me in the commentary chair again is Pavin Nair.
Hi, Brittany.
Pav, welcome back.
Yep, thank you.
We've got one more game left today, and then we've got 3 big games tomorrow, and we know who's going to be playing in those now.
Yeah, I think the spots are all confirmed now.
That's right. So 5th and 6th will be Singapore against Canada, Singapore A against Canada. 3rd and 4th playoff will be Sri Lanka against the Cook Islands. And going for the cup will be Papua New Guinea against Singapore. So this is the first time since 2019 Singapore has made the final. It's a pretty big deal.
Yep, it is.
I think Singapore really wants to try and win this tournament because it's been a long time coming since we have been champions of the Nations Cup. So I think the last time was in 2007.
A long time
Yep.
ago. Yep. And so we think about this game here. How important is this to set them up for tomorrow?
I think apart from how Singapore has really confirmed their place in the finals, I think every time we play Sri Lanka, I mean the usual rivalry that we have against them, despite how they're a new look team, I think Singapore just wants to really do their best and really come up with the win. Yeah, I know today's outcome of the game doesn't really matter to the standings, but I mean there's pride on the line, and since we're playing a fellow Asian country where Sri Lanka has actually been champions, the defending Asian champions for a while now, despite how we recently won them in the Netball World Cup 2 times in a row. Actually, I believe we want to try and make it the third time coming. Yeah, so I think it's going to be a really nice battle. Yeah. On paper, Singapore definitely has it better in terms of like experience, looking at the international clubs and the players that we have on court as compared to Sri Lanka.
Well, the lineups are going to be announced now by the MC. Angeline Singh, former netball player herself.
Yeah, so she's a local player. She plays in the Netball Super League.
Let's
Yeah.
play netball! This is game number 15 of the Mirxes Nations Cup 2023 between Singapore and Sri Lanka. Let's welcome the teams. First up, please give it up for Sri Lanka. Here's your starting 7. Goal shooter, Simini Always. Goal attack, Rashmi Pereira. Wing attack, Tulangi Wanitilaka. Center, Gaya Anjali Amarawansa. Wing defense, Sachini Rodrigo. Goal defense, Susima Bandara. And goalkeeper, Bashini D. Silva. That is your starting 7. Joining them on the court are Imasha Pereira, Hajsima Dasayanaka, Shalini Nisha, Shalini Rukshala, Rashmi Obisakara Hawaga. Their head coach is Nalika Prasadi, manager Shiromi Kurupu Arachige, and physiotherapist Awarjana De Silva. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Sri Lanka. And now please welcome their opponents, Singapore. Here's your starting 7. Goal shooter, Amandi Kaur Chahal. Goal attack, To Kai Wei. Wing attack, Angelina Lim. Center, Tan Ichir. Wing defense, Noor Akila Andin. Goal defense, Jamie Lim. And goalkeeper, Rina Manogaran. Joining them on the court are Charmaine So, Kor Ting Fang, Kimberly Lim, Rachel Ling, and Lee Pei Shan. Their head coach is Annette Bishop, assistant coach Wang Ching Ching, manager Lo Hui Yu, physio James Hunt, and performance analyst Desi Broughton. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Please give it up for the teams, Sri Lanka and Singapore. The umpires for the match are Teresa Prince and Tan Kwang Yi. Reserve umpire, Iranga Sitara.
All right, there we go. There's the lineup. Sri Lanka unchanged as we expected. They haven't made many changes throughout the tournament. And Singapore, 2 changes to the side that face Singapore A on day 4. Amandeep comes into goal shooter after starting in goal attack in that game. Tokai Wei back into her usual goal attack role as a result. And Akila Andin previously started in goal defence for that match. She's now back into wing defence with Jamie Lim getting the start in the circle alongside Rina Managaran.
I believe all 7 players on court for Singapore were actually on court in the final game against Sri Lanka for the 15-16 placing. back in the World Cup a few months back. So these are the same starting 7, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
How do they play against them today? And do Sri Lanka have a little bit of revenge that they'd like to invoke on Singapore after those 2 straight losses to them? Straight out for this first centre pass. Oh, what a great take from Kai Wei. The goal attack coming up with a defensive play.
Just like a few seconds into the first quarter, you have a goal attack coming out with a clean intercept.
Yeah, that is not the way you want to start if you're Sri Lanka.
Nice drive there by Tan Itia to hit the top of the circle. There we have Amandit putting in the first shot of the game, just so comfortable at shooting.
Great drive to ball then, a really sharp angle from Angelina. Gia calling for it, unmarked on the other side, but the option goes missed. And instead, they play it around here on the right-hand side of the court. The no-look shooter-to-shooter pass from Kai Wei.
Yeah, and it was great, perfect timing by Amandit, just popping at the right moment. I think what Sri Lanka really needs to do is really take the ball and then really look down first, because I think they're just looking laterally quite a lot. There we have it, Semini just attempting the first shot for Sri Lanka. Unfortunately, just took too long to shoot. Turnover there for Singapore.
That was a really quick 3 seconds, so something for the players to adjust to. And I noticed that Semini has a lot of taping on her shoulder today. I'm not sure if it's more noticeable because it's bright blue, but I think there's a little bit more tape there than I remember seeing in the previous games for Sri Lanka.
Yeah, that's right. And I actually see a lot more taping on the other players. I think it's just the color that they chose to use.
Maybe it was all they could get their hands on here in Singapore. Waist high, feed into Kai Wei, and she lights up the court. What a start for Singapore, 4-0.
Super good start there.
Oh, Rina coming out for a screamer.
Thought she could just pull that in. I thought she had both hands on the ball. Sri Lanka still has possession.
A lot of congestion at the top of that circle. And lucky that wasn't a replay. The fake from Pereira, quite smart to get rid of Jamie. Reoffering Angelina, now swinging it out to Ujie on the left-hand side.
I do notice, like, in the first couple of minutes, Ijia seems pretty free, or just driving down those pockets, or either hitting the top of the circle. So maybe the center, Gayanjali or Sri Lanka would like to just step up on her defense, just delaying that run.
Brilliant work there, using the edge of the circle. And that's the brilliant thing about Angelina, is she always seems to be an option. Again, looking laterally, Sri Lanka, they don't have much depth coming from their attack. Now they head into the pocket, which is more like it. Swinging, trying to swing. They get it to the captain. Again, Gayanjali at the top. And now stepping in, Pereira on 1 foot. It ends up being a shooter-to-shooter pass, but over the back line. Jamie Lim touching it last.
So I think, if I'm not wrong, it's Rashmi Pereira's, like, probably her first time playing against Team Singapore, because I think, or rather most of them actually, perhaps with the exception of Dulangi as wing attack and Gayanjali as centre, as well as Semini as goal shooter. The rest of them, it's probably their first time playing against the senior squad of the Singapore team. Yeah, so I think it's quite nice to see these younger players coming in as a chance to know what the international netball level is like, especially playing against Singapore, where we have always had this strong rivalry between Sri Lanka and Singapore for many years now.
Well, at the moment, Singapore running rings around Sri Lanka. There is so much space to move. Some really dynamic play.
There we have it. Mandit just securing her front space really well.
Great work from Angelina, siding Amandeep on the baseline. 8-2. How does Sri Lanka respond? They'll need to ensure this lead doesn't get away too quickly from them in the first quarter.
Nice switches there between Jamie and Rina, the goal defense and goalkeeper of Singapore. Just playing a side defense where they just pick up the nearest shooter. So it takes up space in the circle. So the shooters of Sri Lanka are struggling to actually find space and get a good position nearer to post.
So a reminder, if this is your first time tuning in today to the Nations Cup, Singapore currently in second place on 6 points with 3 wins from 4. Sri Lanka 1 win from 4, 2 points to their name in 4th place.
There was a great play there by Team Singapore. Angelina just cited that Amandeep drove really hard on the base and it opened up Kyree right underneath the post.
Yeah, asked to stand outside of play. And Vani Thilaka just able to tap it into Pereira.
Great shot there by Rashmi Pereira. She's only standing at 166 cm. We have Jamie and Rina just towering over her. She puts up all those long shots.
But she also has, you know, as a tall defender, sometimes it is difficult to ensure that you're holding the shorter goal attack where you want them. There still is some kind of, I guess, way that you can swing the contest. If you're really quick with your feet and you get those drives going, you can potentially beat them to the ball.
Yeah, that's right.
Be a little bit more agile. So it will be interesting to see how they play this one.
Oh.
Great work then. Both defenders lured forward and it opens up the space at the back.
Nice patience play there by Gayanjali, the centre, who's also one of the most experienced players in the team. Oh, great sighting there by Angelina. Just playing the ball around, moving the defenders and catching Amandeep all alone in the circle.
She's got the little fakes perking on the edge of the circle, and at the moment, Sri Lanka falling for it. Great take by Gayanjali. Vani Thilaka looks in, instead comes back to the top of the circle. Sharing possession, these two mid-quarters.
Yeah, the wing defense just went a little bit offside.
Calling for it at the back was Pereira. It went missed, but she does drive along that baseline and present a better option towards post.
Nice patience play there by Sri Lanka, just moving the ball around, making sure they open up the shooters eventually.
Oh, coming up for a hunt was De Silva, but it left Amandeep unmarked under the post. People starting to fill in now, aren't they?
Yep. I think we haven't seen such a crowd since probably the opening day. Yeah, it's nice to see. I think because it's a Friday night, so it's the end of the week. People are just coming in after work, and tomorrow's the weekend.
Make sure you come along tomorrow if you're able to. Saturday day netball. The games start at 12 p.m, don't they?
Yeah. 12 p.m. all the way right through 4 p.m. for the finals.
And Singapore will need all the crowd help they can get, knowing that the Papua New Guinea Peppies are still undefeated.
Nice shot there by Kyree, but Amandeep just picks up the scraps. Nice strong rebound, just going up in the air to pull that ball in. Oh, good try there.
Alvis way outside the circle and some scrap down low. Sees Rina come up with a pickup. Great take. Front space from Amandeep and she shoots it from range. This quarter's gone quite quickly so far. There's the give and go.
We see it. Great option there by Ite. I thought it was really smart of her. So Kyree was dashing in and I think it just pulled two defenders and Amandeep just opened on the other side. But she actually managed to sight it really well.
Even I thought the ball was going to Kyree.
Nice defense there by Team Singapore. No options coming through. Having to swing across the circle twice now.
Oh, great pressure from Lim. But Alvis on 1 foot offloading. Now, she is their tall target inside the circle, but Alvis hasn't done as much of the shooting as Pereira has so far.
Yeah, it's quite interesting, huh? The shorter player taking the bulk of the shots.
I wonder if that has much to do with the fact that Singapore have got 2 tall defenders back there.
Yeah, that's
and so
true.
Pereira actually has the room in front to run around to be an option.
So out of court, the ball went. Just a missed shot there by Kaiwei. Team Sri Lanka's throw in. I think we haven't seen a throw in by Sri Lanka, right? Because Singapore has been putting up most of their shots.
They've done well so far. Great work by Sri Lanka here just to keep moving slowly up the court.
Oh, great passage of play there. Nicely hitting the top of the circle. Oh, nice tip there. Jamie just coming around the body so nicely. But Sri Lanka is first to that loose ball. Oh. Yeah, the ball just came off Itia, the center of Singapore.
Pereira again. Oh, she's done well there. Can they go back to back? So that turnover coming from the throw-in on the back line. They did well to hustle all the way up the court and convert. But the question now is whether they have it in them to go back to back, because this is the way they're going to start chipping away that scoreline.
Yeah.
Now Viv going low, right-hand side of the pocket. And Pereira does the work out front.
So I think what really works for Sri Lanka is when you have Rashmi Pereira really just cutting front, just so that it confuses the defenders of Singapore. It's like, should one person just go forward and defend her, or should both the defenders just stay back on Elvis? So I think, yeah, that's when actually Sri Lanka manages to get that ball. Yeah. So it's also that patience play from the mid-court, you know, having to swing across and giving the shooters that chance to open up. Oh, another missed shot there by Team Singapore. It's 2 consecutive misses now.
Great work then from De Silva to bring that out of the back of the court. Ichie starting to give away little penalties here and there. Just have to be careful. Just making it that little bit easier for them.
Another obstruction call outside. Yep. There we see that swing once again. And then we see Rashmi Pereira cutting front immediately. So it's either she draws that contact or she manages to sprint across and eventually gets that ball. See Sri Lanka slowly aging. Just closing the gap.
Oh, great drop and drive then. Oh, beautiful shot.
Yeah, nice shot there. Just like that. It's 4 goals the difference between both teams. Oh, sorry, 3 goals the difference actually.
The gap is starting to close. Singapore are going to have to be careful. Catching Bandra on her back then. Kaiwei, but it's Amern deep with the penalty. A minute to play until the first break of the game.
Oh, great take there. Great pass actually. I think Mina the goalkeeper of Singapore just had her head down. Dulanki, the wing attack, just realised that and just passed it over ahead.
Did well to thread the needle for that centre pass.
Yeah, because there wasn't not much space actually.
Not at all. And it was the main option. fearless Singapore have been to start. But Sri Lanka grinding hard.
Final 20 seconds of the first quarter. There we see a tip there by Rina, the goalkeeper.
So Rina's got both hands to ball a couple of times now, but hasn't been able to latch on to the ball.
That's right.
If she can improve the hands as time goes on, they might start to win a bit more ball back, Singapore. No, that's it. 17-14 is Singapore with a little early lead on their old rivals, Sri Lanka. We are very looking forward to what this second quarter will have in store and how each team will respond. It feels like momentum is with Sri Lanka at the moment.
Yeah, that's right. So I think Singapore started really, really well. I think it was at least a 6 to 7 goal difference at the start. But Sri Lanka just slowly got their momentum, crawled back in. And I think it's really nice to see a nice tight battle despite Sri Lanka just lacking a little bit of experience. I think, honestly, Sri Lanka is the team that I've noticed that has really improved game by game so far in this tournament. They started off pretty shaky, and I think they just got better as a group as they played more together.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. All right, second quarter coming up very shortly on the Singapore Netball YouTube stream. Three goals in it. It's the hosts that have the advantage to start this second quarter. And we've noticed a change, haven't we, Pav?
Yeah, that's right. We see Koh Ting Fang, the co-captain of Team Singapore, coming on as wing defense. Akila started the quarter as wing defense has moved down to goal defense. And I think Team Sri Lanka, no changes at all? Yep, no changes.
Which is what we've become used to seeing from them. It's very rare that we see
a super sub injected into the game.
That's right. So I think maybe Annette Bishop just wanted a change in the defensive circle, because I think Rina did get hand on ball, but she wasn't really pulling it in, so it didn't result in a turnover after all. Yeah. So I think with Akila and Jamie a little bit more agile in the circle, I think they'll be able to come up with more ball, as well as Ting Fang, who is quite a man-on defender. So I think with more pressure outside the circle as well, I think they're going to work as a unit and try and turn over more ball to extend this gap now.
The other thing Ting Fang does well is she really attacks the ball, and she's looking for those swings across court that she can try and steal for an intercept.
Yeah. So usually the intercept she gets are those in the pocket.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if that extra presence out front at wing defence, shifting Akila in to focus on the body inside the circle, and then getting that bit more of a player that can play man on but also can go out for those intercepts, might make a difference in helping Singapore.
Yeah, that's right. And I think also another point about Ting Fang is she's also able to bring down the ball for them, I think all the way at least through the center circle, so it makes it easier for the attackers to link right after that.
Oh, it's getting physical in there.
Yeah. I think Rashmi Pereira, despite her height, I think what she does really well is she finds that defender, she holds her front space and really just draws that contact. So if you get sucked into it, there's a chance that you'll be blown up for contact, you see. Yeah. Oh, another rush of a pass there. So Sri Lanka with that turnover.
A little bit too loose, Singapore. It's like that early lead gave them almost a false sense of security, and now they've got to make sure that they go back to playing the clinical stuff we saw in the beginning, still letting the ball go, but just making really calculated decisions, because this scoreline is very close now, and we could see it leveled up with a goal here.
It's like 3 swings that Sri Lanka just made. Interesting.
Oh, Akila was close then, but as a result, the bounce pass gets to Pereira, and she slots it through. 18-all. This has been a big turnaround for Sri Lanka.
Wow.
And there's that rivalry we speak about coming to play, lifting the standard of Sri Lanka to match Singapore so far this tournament.
Just when Sri Lanka could have that opportunity to try and be in front, they lose the ball on that center pass. Oh, but they get it back immediately. Wow.
Bandera scrapping low for ball. Big swing back to the transverse line. Vanithilaka sets up her fellow mid-quarter, and they try to swing it back anyway. Ting Fang up in the air.
Just when we complimented Ting Fang for being able to challenge those pocket passes, there we have it, her first hand on the ball. It's still Sri Lanka with possession.
The timing was right, just a little bit close.
Maybe she just inched a bit forward, like her foot just inched forward at the very last second.
Ooh, I think our scoreboard might be wrong.
Yeah.
I think Sri Lanka have just taken the lead.
Did they mean to change it to 1-9 instead? Amandit attempting that shot, and she sings it in. It's been a while since we saw Singapore having that nice passage of play. Oh, so close there. Oh, nice triangle play there just to open up Rashmi Pereira at the baseline. We see a missed shot there, but her fellow shooter Samini just picks up the scraps and put that ball in.
So I think the scoreboard has corrected itself now. Sri Lanka have actually just taken the lead, 20-19. We have 10 minutes left in this second quarter. So this is pressure on Singapore now. They'll be mighty disappointed that they let go of that great start, but they haven't got time to think about that right now. They need to get back into the lead. Stepping in, Man deep. Oh, doesn't connect, but she'll get another crack at her. Bandera out of play.
So I think with this new look Sri Lankan team, The plays are generally a little shorter than what we usually see. So usually for Sri Lanka, the two main circle defenders are really tall and lengthy. But these two are a little bit shorter in height and they're more agile. So I think they're able to match up in terms of speed with Kaiwei and Amandit playing that moving shooting circle. Yeah, so I think maybe they're too caught up a bit too high now. So they're just attempting all those long range shots. Oh, nice drive there by Angelina to hit the pocket. There we see just Angelina Ite, the mid-court players on Team Singapore playing the ball around, just giving Amandit and Kaiwei that chance to just get their timing.
Goal for goal at the moment, this contest. Good coverage by Ting Fung on the centre pass, but Sri Lanka skipping through to their post now. What a hold and front cut from Alvis there.
That's right. She just passed it off to her goal attack because she had one coming from behind. Akila just putting her hands over pressure, as well as Jamie right in front. Nice coming through there, Kaiwei in the middle channel. Oh, great pass by Angelina.
Pinpoint.
So Angelina, Kaiwei and Amandit, they'll all play for the same club in Singapore. So I think they just have that natural chemistry. Oh, there we see Akila with the nice turnover there.
Is that sneakers?
Yeah, that's right. The club is sneakers, yeah.
Big long ball up that outside channel. Now with Igie on the circle edge. Back to Angelina and in the pocket, Igie. The fake.
Oh, great fake there, just pulling the defender.
Oh, well, feels like the roof is going to lift off despite a medium-sized crowd, I would say.
Oh,
they're very vocal.
It's a breaking call against Singapore, so Sri Lanka has that turnover now. Let's see if they can level the score.
Oh, great coverage then from Igie. She's been right in that matchup. Bani Thilaka just timing the feed right. Swinging.
Oh, nice. Middle front cut there by Semini. She seems a little bit uncomfortable to take the shots now, always passing it off to Rashmi Pereira. So I think the defenders in Singapore can take note of that. Actually realize that shoulder pass is happening quite often.
And you were saying that Semini typically plays more maybe goal attack than we've seen her play goal shooter this tournament. But you still see those lovely front cuts and ability to really open up the circle from her. And that's probably why. What a great bit of play from Jamie Lim and Ting Fung combining.
I think they've noticed that swing happening quite a bit for Sri Lanka. So they're just going off the body and going for that hunt. And he has paid off. Great shot by Amandit to reward Jamie's intercept.
Well, here's a chance to go out by 2. Strong and hard from Angelina to Amandit. And the goal shooter eager to crack on. 25-23.
So I think we see Ting Fung being called for contact quite a bit. I think she's getting caught, her arm's just getting caught in the body of the wing attack. I think she just needs to come off the body. She has that speed, so I think she really just needs to adjust. You know, it's just a pity that she gets called up so early on.
Yeah, because it makes it a lot easier for Sri Lanka then to get all the way to the shooters. They really need that pressure out front. Oh, the hands from Bani Thilaka, but possession with the throw-in still stays with Singapore.
Oh, nice. Option there by Kaiwei, just coming through the middle channel.
Fan favourite?
Yeah, she definitely is. Joe Harden of Singapore.
I quite like that. I'm sure she would like that too. In that pocket. There's the swing.
Yeah. Oh, great take there.
Oh, it trickles in for Alvis, and she did such a wonderful job because she received the bump She didn't let that get to her. She rolled off the body and found space for that shot. Inside now. So we're hanging on to this 2-goal buffer.
Oh, great take there by Delangi.
These mid-quarters are working overtime. It almost isn't helpful to have both shooters inside the circle at that point. You kind of need someone to drive out, either be an option to help bring the ball down, or even just to pull one of those defenders out of play, because they're stuck in a pack, aren't they? And
yes, that's right.
Getting difficult to get onto circle edge. There's the replay, and that probably comes from the build-up in pressure of having to do all that extra work to get that ball in. You can just see the Singapore players, what they do well is they hold their position, but then they drive forward when they know, okay, that's me, I need to be after that one.
That's right. A missed shot there by Amandip, giving Sri Lanka that turnover. So Sri Lanka just lost that ball. Singapore managed to come up with that turnover, but unfortunately just couldn't score it off. So in such a close, tight battle, every turnover really counts. Oh, fortunately, I think just no space there. Not sure what that pass was about.
The two players were caught up next to each other, Pereira and Lim. Big, strong, hard into the mid-court. Oh, that was a difficult pass then.
Great challenger by Sachini, just running step by step with Angelina. Still Team Singapore's throw in.
Really like Rodrigo's hair today, by the way. Going with a new hairstyle for day 6.
It's like a little mini crown over her head, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that is what it looks like. Annette Bishop, hard in thought. Oh, good switch up. Kaiwei gets footing right and takes him out by 4.
Yeah, just like that. That's when you really maximize on your turnovers. Like you really treasure it. The score can just like turn the tables just like that.
Alvith really trying to ring that ball in, but Lim's arm's too long. I almost would have preferred her to take that shot when she got it in position the first time, because she was in a position along the baseline about where she is now, to be honest, and then felt the need to swing it out. But I think this mucking around with it is playing into Singapore's hands, because they're clearly uncomfortable, and it just gives them another chance to have a crack at the ball.
This is much better.
A minute 20 to play.
So I noticed that Angelina has been the one coming up for centre pass, taking the line first, drawing all 3 players, and then Kyrie just pops up at the last moment.
That'd be something they would have practiced.
Yep. And the good thing about that is, because after Kyrie receives the ball and when she looks down, all she has is that one-on-one situation between Amandip, the goal shooter, and the goalkeeper of Sri Lanka.
De Silva catching the eyes of the umpires. Time not held or noticed. 44 seconds here. And Amandip takes Singapore to 31. So they're up by 5 now. And Sri Lanka will be just hoping for half-time to come quickly. Amandip, though, adds another. And so now the difference is 6.
Yep. Much better quarter here by Team Singapore.
The pop through. Great dodge from Alvith. Jamie helping to wind the clock down. 7 seconds as Sri Lanka peg one back.
Do they have enough time?
No, we're going to run out here. Oh, that was so close to going in as well. So Singapore still hold on to their dominance in this game, 32-27. But we did see some fight back from Sri Lanka in that one. They just mucked around with the ball a little bit too much in attack.
Yeah, that's right. So we see Singapore having a better second quarter now, especially towards the second half of that second quarter. They managed to capitalize on their turnovers, and I think what Sri Lanka really can do better is maybe be more confident, just look at the post a little bit more, like draw that contact, draw that obstruction instead of just swinging, having too many passes. And sometimes having too many passes is not necessarily good because you lose possession of the ball. Yeah,
here's some of the highlights here. Just 2 extra goals, Singapore, in that quarter. So the contest has been probably so far one of the tightest we've seen since game 1.
Yeah, that's right.
Day 1, yeah.
I think the first 2 matches blew out quite a bit. And actually, I just realized the Singapore A game against Canada, the score difference is probably the biggest so far in this tournament.
Yeah.
I think it was at least about 27 goals. I think, around there, yeah.
Yeah, just checking that you're right, 27 goals. But the rivalry between these two teams seems to have given them some energy to fight for after playing a lot of matches leading into day 6. All right, well, we're going to take a break on the stream for halftime, and we'll be with you for all the action in quarter 3.
Tall attack, Alana Smith. Wing attack, Rochelle Erie. Center, Sarah Binns. Wing attack, Liana Wong. Center, Clara Carr. Wing defense, Michelle Cow.
Alana Smith moving out to goal attack with the debutant getting the starting goal shooter. And that brings Marjorie Toru to the bench.
Great work in transition from Canada. Oh, Binns was calling for it. They eventually get it to her briefly when there was an injury earlier in the tournament. This is pretty cool to see her injected in centre. Very graceful there, Smith. Who, if you were listening, got their music on. Some of them have got their own headphones on. Some dancing happening. Watching the tears stream down their faces as they're singing the national anthem. You can see how much represented.
Center, number 1 star. Wing defense, Sachin Rodrigo. Goal defense, Seema Bandara. Forward. Goal attack, Hana Alex E.G. Wing defense, Billy G. This one, Jessica Henry. Wing defense,
They played Singapore A yesterday, which when she came on set, it was a successful start for Sri Lanka. We had 2 options to the ball, and now we're struggling to find 1 option at points. 36 seconds on the clock. Alvis, very accurate. You can see some Papua New Guinea's way there.
Yeah, so far I think it's been a really nice battle to watch. I think they're really going.
So Sri Lanka had a little bit more path left at the Big Nations Cup, which is really interesting considering they went.
Is avoided sing that last shot for T20, and she does.
67 goals to 50.
goal attack, goal, Wayne Taylor, and goalkeeper, Faith Maria Lawrence. Wing attack, Angelina Lim. Center, Tan E. Yeah. Wing defense, Rachel Lee.
Oh, go. Just how tight a tussle are we expecting between these two teams that we know each other very, very well? And,
Exactly. I think they're maybe evenly matched, I think, in terms of speed, in terms of defensive styles as well. So I'm curious to see how it goes.
For Sri Lanka and Singapore.
So we see a couple of changes for Team Singapore. We have Kimberly Lim coming on as wing attack, Lee Pei-Shan coming on as goal shooter, so Amandeep has left the court. The defensive side has stuck to the same combinations as the second quarter. Let's see if there are any changes for Sri Lanka.
no.
Yeah, no.
With the first shot of the third quarter.
That's a more confident shot by her there.
What do you think they might have been speaking about at halftime?
I think probably is that confidence to really go to post. Yeah, because I think they are getting the ball in the circle, but they're just always very hesitant on taking the shot. So when they start playing a little bit too much around, that's when Singapore comes up with that tip or that turnover eventually.
So I don't know if it was you I was commentating with earlier in the tournament, but I commented on how Kaiwei will sometimes tap the ball to herself as she pushes to post. And I said, it's funny that umpires aren't picking up on a replay there.
Yeah.
And so that's what we just saw her called for then.
That's probably the first one that she got. First replay?
I think so.
Yeah. Not sure what happened there by Team Sri Lanka.
A big swing, and it was a little inaccurate.
Kila just giving the goal shooters a little bit of a face.
And then they look pass.
So now with that change up in the shooting circle with Pei-Shan being that tall target at the back, so I think Singapore can capitalize on her height, because we see that the Sri Lankan defenders are just slightly shorter than her. See another turnover there.
Right place, right time for Kaiwei. This time quite high in the circle, but Pei-Shan, wow.
Super great shot there by Pei-Shan.
Taking hold of her opportunity to be out on court. She's
That's
had
right.
limited minutes this tournament so far in her return from a back injury.
Oh, great grab and pull in.
Surviving the challenge from Sri Lanka, and look, the bench, very happy for her.
So this is the patient that I know. Like really, she's always been that steady, tall shooter for us. Just presenting really well and able to shoot from at least mid-range. So she's quite a skillful player as well.
Real stagnancy from Sri Lanka here.
Oh, managed to keep that ball in place though. Wow.
That was the only option they had, really.
Yeah, because the center was just like planting her foot and then just trying to stay at the circle edge for quite a number of times there. She didn't come off to present herself.
We commented on, around the back of the post, we commented on the blue strapping on Alvis's shoulder coming into this game, and it's gone now. She's taken it off. Maybe it was restricting her. Instead, some tan-coloured physio tape just on the knees instead.
There we see. I think we're going to see quite a number of shooter pass between Kyrie and Peishan. Oh,
Picked up on the circle
there.
edge. And Sri Lanka, they know this one's an important one. Up the outside channel and switching it into goal attack.
That was a really great pass in. Unfortunately, she could have just taken that shot, but she chose to offload it. Not sure why. I thought she was really near the post actually. Singapore with the turnover. Nice long pass by Akila to Kyrie.
Kimberly just provides such a great link in attack, but De Silva says, let's finish what we start, Sri Lanka.
Oh, great cut there by Dulangi, just going down court and pulling back up.
You often see that once they start a passage of play, they stick to that same channel the whole way through, Sri Lanka.
Yeah, that's right. So they tend to play more on the sidelines. Yeah, rarely do they cut to the middle channel. But I think to be able to do that means your timing down court must be really good.
That's right, because you're restricting yourself to hug that line.
Yeah.
And so it works quite well on the counter-attack as long as you've got speed to burn. Smart work with the hips then from Pereira.
Oh, she managed
Great
to get that
rebound.
rebound.
Huge lead from the shortest player inside that circle.
I think Jamie just didn't expect the ball to come off the ring.
We're level for this quarter so far. Huge swing. Offside call against Igia. But both of them?
Yeah. Seems like both had their hands out. Umpire just deemed it obstruction.
All the time in the world, Singapore, it feels like.
Nice cut to the top by Itia. Great pop there by Peishan, just presenting front, and there we have it. Great shot in to finish it off.
If Sri Lanka can hold on to that 2-on-1, they might have some sort of advantage over Peishan because they were too quick to break away then. As Jamie Lim comes through for a screamer. And Singapore, so good on the counter-attack.
Nice intercept there by Jamie, and great shot by Curry to finish it off. It's a super nice, fast, quick down play, catching all the Sri Lankan defenders off guard.
So Bandera will be stuck way up in the mid-court for this one.
Yeah,
There'll
so
be a
it's
2-on-1 in the circle.
That's right. It's for Singapore to just really look in and pass it directly.
Which they didn't do.
Yeah. That's quite a wasted opportunity. There we see Rashmi just holding her space, getting front space in front of Akila.
What do you make of that matchup between Akila and Pereira so far? Replay.
Actually, I thought the angle for Rashmi from Simini was a little bit too flat. I didn't think that Rashmi could have passed it to her. That's why Jamie could have a hand on the ball. There we have it. So you mentioned that 2-on-1 situation on Patient, but I think that height advantage that Patient has, as long as the pass is really accurate and into her space, she's able to pull that in.
I think if they do the 2-on-1, but there's still like some kind of movement, so they're not flat-footed, because that moment there, Sri Lanka was very flat-footed.
Yeah.
So they were never going to be able to get up for it.
Oh, great pass in.
Almost midway through this third quarter. Singapore lead 38-31.
Patient with the pop. And there we have it. Nice, confident shot in. I think she's really getting her groove now.
It's like she never left.
Something wrong with the scoreboard? Yeah.
Fixed up now.
So you notice more calls coming from this side of the court as compared to the other side. So I think the umpire on this side allows, on Singapore's attacking side now allows more challenges, whereas the umpire on the Sri Lankan attacking side right now does pull up for contact quite a bit. Nice
And as a
shot.
player, you have to be able to adjust to that, don't you?
Yep. Oh, great second piece. Oh, nice
They
to keep it in.
play, but they give it straight to Igia at the
Yeah.
top of the circle, and later Akila. There's a big spillover of players at the back of the court.
How did she not go offside? Wow.
Kai Wei from range.
That's where she's comfortable at.
Great dodge then from Kimberly, regathered after spilling the pass. Looking in.
Will we see that? Don't look past me. Whoa.
That's just cruel.
I think I just know Kyrie too well. I knew she was going to pass that.
And the no-look pass, I mean, the Sri Lankan players are watching her face, and
Yes.
so it's so deceiving.
But it's quite funny because they're just staring at her face. There we see that swing and to open up Semini underneath that post.
And that was beautiful, that passage of play.
So I think the swing for them really works when this happens, when the shooters really set up for it. Now other times it's just swinging because I think there are just no options at the moment. Singapore just playing the ball around.
That fade not the best, a little high.
And a little bit too far off range as well. Oh.
Bandura gets it to Maravantha. Oh, a bit of argy-bargy there.
I think things are just getting quite physical now.
Oh. Well, poor Kimberly. She wasn't even involved in that contest, but her
She
own
was just
teammate,
standing right there.
her own teammate took her out, and then she caught some of the blame.
And it was like both out of play. Oh, what a pity. Offside. It's just her foot just over the line. Sri Lanka still has possession from inside the circle. There, great confident shot. So when they look to post and really just focus, I think Sri Lanka shooters are really able to take that pressure and put in the shots. Getting the floor wiped at the spot where the whole collision happened.
Yeah, that's right, where Kimberly fell over. Yeah, so
And had a sit.
had a little breather. Tang Kwan Yi, just making sure that safety is paramount out there. Oh, it's tough out there in the mid-court. Van Mithilaka with a little edge. And the 1-2 to Pereira. Now offloading to Alvis. I would say probably 8 times out of 10 that Pereira was taking that shot herself to start the game, and as time has gone on, maybe the confidence has taken a little bit of a shake, or there's been a key to changing tactics from the coach to say, just give it to Samini.
Yeah. Seems like Simini's more confident in this quarter. It looks like they're just taking turns. I thought Simini started the game more confident in her shot. Then second quarter, she looked a bit uncomfortable to even attempt those nearer ones. And then Pereira, Rashmi Pereira were taking the bulk of the shots in the second quarter. Now the roles have changed once again. This is quite interesting.
As long as someone's there to put it up, right?
Yeah, that's right. Oh,
So defending off court.
I've never liked this rule.
It's a, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Because you can defend them from coming back on court.
Yep.
So if your shooter goes off court, you can try and prevent them coming back on. But you can't defend off court and meet them out there, can you, and have that contest out there. I suppose what that does do is it stops contact outside or whatever, because then where do you take the penalty?
yeah. But the thing is, because you allow the shooters to come out of the court to get a better position, so I don't know, it's advantageous. That rule is advantageous to the attacking player. Yeah.
That's true. Quick change here.
Yeah. So change happening. Ite leaving the court and Angelina taking over as center. So maybe just some fresh legs coming in. So Angelina had a breather in the first part of this third quarter.
I also thought she was one of the best players in the mid-court to start the game. So her passing in, her feeding was really clever. The angles she was coming out for, the centre pass and whatnot.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. We don't see her starting much for Singapore, but we know when Angelina comes on, she makes that impact, and she is a great player herself.
There's that great angle again, and even though she wasn't able to get the ball, she kind of drew the player away from her teammate. So Rodrigo has caught the eyes of the umpires a lot throughout this tournament. She's been on caution, she's been on warning, she's been suspended and sat on the bench at one point.
Oh yeah, you mentioned it. Not sure which game it was Sri Lanka was playing again.
I feel like it might have been day 3.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, just from memory. But she's someone that is always in the contest. I don't think... The problem is not that she's dangerous at all, because the contest is fair a lot of the time, with the obstruction just a little close.
So would it be just about being big disciplined and not...
Yeah, I think it's just the persistency of it and how it tends to hold up play that the umpires aren't liking. So it's hard because as a wing defence, you're tagging, and then you're also trying to have that impact to restrict your player, go out for the ball. There's a lot to think about. And so now that she's on the caution, she's also been asked to adjust in that sense. So she's going to have to get off the body a little bit more and just get that distance before she puts her hands up.
So we saw a really nice play there by Team Singapore, but Curry just not able to finish off that shot. So Sri Lanka comes up with a really strong rebound. It was the shortest person in the circle that got the rebound. So sometimes it's not about the height, it's about the position of your rebounding, right?
And the timing.
Yeah, the timing of your jump. So we're coming to the last 13 seconds of this third quarter. Can Sri Lanka put in one more goal before the time is up? Oh,
Pereira doesn't have time to muck around, and you can just see the heads on the hands of all the Sri Lankan bench. The coach, Alika Prasad, must be so frustrated. And so that's when you need your teammates to be talking to you. Just go to post, just go to post. But they've lucked out on another goal there, Sri Lanka. Still, they're only behind by 6 goals, 45 to 39. I'd probably go out to say that this is one of their best performances in the tournament. And they've only given away an extra goal in that quarter, so it was fairly even again.
Yeah. So, like I mentioned, a new look side for this Sri Lankan team. I think they've done a really, really good job coming up against Singapore, who has a lot more experience over them. And I think there's a lot to play in this final quarter. I know it's 6 goals apart, and looks like momentum is in the hands of Singapore, but I think Sri Lanka, if they're just a little bit more cautious with ball, as well as more discipline on defense, I think we're going to see a tight battle out there for the final 15 minutes.
Well, we look forward to bringing the action to you on the Singapore Netball YouTube stream. Stay with us here, and we'll leave you with some highlights in this quarter break.
And this is our emoji cam. So we see yourself on the screen, and emoji is going to appear right next to you. And I want to see your best impersonation of that emoji.
On attack, Alana Smith. Wing attack, Rochelle and Erie. Center, Sarah Bin. Wing attack, Liana Wong. Center, Clara Kong. Wing defense, Michelle Cow.
Alana Smith moving out to goal attack with the debutante getting the starting goal shooter. And that brings Marjorie Toru to the bench. Great work in transition from Canada. Oh, Binns was calling for it. They eventually get it to her briefly when there was an injury earlier in the tournament. This is pretty cool to see her injected in centre. Very graceful there, Smith. Who a few of the teams got their music on. Some of them have got their own headphones on. Some dancing happening. Watching the tears stream down their faces as they're singing the national anthem. You can see how much represented there.
Center, Camera Wanda. Wing defense, Sashimi Rodrigo. Goal defense, Kasima Bandara. Baldwin. Goal attack, Mama Ali E.G. Wing defense, Billy G.
So welcome back to the final quarter of the last game for Day 6 of Nations Cup 2023. So we see a few changes in Team Singapore's lineup. We have Jamie coming off the court and Rina coming back on as goalkeeper. The attack is pretty much the same. Sri Lanka has also stuck to the exact same 7 since the start of this game. Great pass in by Kimberly to Peshan.
What do you think those changes in the mid-court have done for Singapore?
I think basically the changes have, firstly it's fresh legs on court, so to just ensure we maintain that dynamic ball speed and movement. I think with Angelina, so Ite and both Angelina and Ite are both very defensive centers, so I think Angelina, the thing about her is she has that craftiness and she's also able to sight Pei Shan as well as the other shooter a little bit earlier as compared to maybe Ite. Like she's able to, she and Kimberly have that foresight to actually see what's happening way ahead, yeah, and to maybe pass that ball in a lot earlier instead of like playing the ball all the way through. And yeah, maybe if you can get that in earlier, it's always better.
Great dodge between two players, then Kimberly for the centre pass.
There we have it, that quick transition down court through the middle channel. Surprised at the change with Jamie coming off though.
Yeah, Rina into the goalkeeping role. She was getting pulled up for a couple of contacts there.
So maybe that's why. But the thing is, because we mentioned that the different sides are having different standards of umpiring in that sense. So
She
I
would have
thought-
gone back to the other end.
Yeah, and that's right. And she could just do what she was doing earlier on. But I think maybe she was getting called up a bit too much. Not sure if she got a caution along the way or anything.
That was a great contest for the rebound then, and really the only thing that helped Singapore was Pei Shan's high.
Yeah. She was just towering over the goalkeeper and she just pulled that ball in. So just 6 goals of difference. A lot to play in this final 12 minutes of the game.
Alvis a long way from home, but dropping straight back now. I think that's the great thing about Alvis. She's always there to help bring the ball down the court. She's got a lot to think about though, hasn't she?
Oh.
Taking it now in the backspace.
Both defenders of Singapore just getting drawn with Rashmi Pereira just cutting fun. So we see goal attack Kaiwei having that second phase pretty easily. Like she's pretty free and is always quite nice down court. Oh, missed shot there by Pei Shan. She just decided to offload it to Kaiwei.
Set up a screen as well to help out.
Great defense there by Akila. She just cited that the goal shooter Semini was trying to do a double play and get herself closer, and then she sprinted right in to just cover that. Seems like it's all even in this final quarter so far.
It has been really even contest as Kaiwei breaks through the pack for the centre pass.
So we notice the person receiving the second phase for Singapore is always really free and getting quite a lot of depth actually. Yeah, not sure if it's a tactic by Sri Lanka, because right after that Singapore tends to be a little bit congested and
Kaiwei carries on for Singapore as they hit 50.
Oh, nice
the centre
steal there by
pass.
Angelina, and there we have it. Just talked about her defensive abilities.
Can they score and reward her efforts? Yeah, they do. That was some really quick play.
Yep.
Oh, fancy footwork from Kimberly. And the feed far too easy for Angelina as it drops through.
Patient, just a little cheeky smile on her face.
I think if Sri Lanka could do a little bit more work out front of that circle in defence, that it would start to slow Singapore down because they're scoring very quickly at the moment.
I think they're just using the middle channel, just getting ball quite easily. They just hit the deck there, not sure what happened.
A little bit ginger getting up. Big swing again. And looking for that option at the back. Pereira lurking behind. And the shot is good.
Wow. Despite Rina just towering over her, she could put up that shot over her long arms. Slightly better defense there, just holding Singapore up, but nice feet by Angelina. So that's where I say like Angelina comes in and she can provide that option. Like she's able to feed the long ones, she feed the high ones as well as the short ones. Oh, nice tip there by Ting Fang, but she just couldn't keep that in.
Less than 9 minutes left in this game. It's our final game of day 6. A really good match so far. Oh, the feed. Just a little off. And that's the kind of pressure they put on themselves, Sri Lanka, when Alvis is double marked. Pereira was way outside the circle, not even cutting through and just trying to grab hold of some of the defenders' attention.
Great pass there once again. So whenever it's a one-on-one contest between Pei Shan and either defenders, it's quite easy to side her and just pass that long ball in. Unfortunately, just couldn't finish off her shot. Sri Lanka back in with possession. Oh, the tip there by Rina. Singapore gets the ball right back.
14 centimetres difference between De Silva and Pei Shan.
Nice, beautiful shot there by Kaiwei. Got the crowd really excited, all cheering for her. Beautiful play there by Singapore. Like I said, they're getting depth really well. Sometimes it even means the second pass goes right all the way into the circle. So is this the biggest margin we see so far in the game? 9 goals?
I'm just trying to remember. I feel like we have seen more before. Was it not 10 at one stage?
Maybe it was, huh? Yeah, probably in the first quarter.
Lovely work by Pei Shan. Kaiwei just fixes up her bib. Everybody's bibs want to stay on in this tournament, do they?
Oh, this is just an oversprayed ball there.
And you just see Sri Lanka starting to panic now, knowing that we are into the final stages of this game and the lead has crept away from them a bit.
That's right.
I wonder too how much fatigue plays a factor, knowing that you've spoken about the fresh legs through that mid-court for Singapore. Sri Lanka reluctant to make changes themselves.
Yeah, so, and also with the experience of Singapore over Sri Lanka, despite fatigue setting in, they probably have the upper hand in terms of how they can strategize better, as well as outsmart the Sri Lankan side into extending the lead. Yep. There we see Kaiwei having a good momentum there, just putting up really nice long-range shots, just getting the crowd excited.
Couple of warnings from the umpires there for players at either end. Singapore marking Pereira really nicely, and it's putting more pressure on Alviv. There's the front cut that they used so well to start the game, Sri Lanka. And you have to think that Pereira is going to have to do a mountain of work if they're going to get back in the contest here.
Yeah.
Big loopy swing from Pei Shan.
Oh, great passing by Angelina. Just sighted that opening with Pei Shan putting her hand right up to signal that I'm free, pass it to in. Rashmi Pereira, the goal attack Sri Lanka, just really smart. Just trying to squeeze through behind Akila and put that contact against Akila. So we're coming to the final 5 minutes of this game. Singapore with a rather comfortable lead, I must say.
59-48 they lead. And they don't look like they're going to stop anytime soon. Piling the goals on. Of course, they'll finish in second place. A win here, and by how much they win won't change that. But it will help them with the rankings. Certainly a win here.
There we have it, that nice second depth, and really nice no-look pass there by Kaiwei. Just noticing Pei Shan was totally free.
So if we look at the rankings that were recently updated in September, Sri Lanka dropped from 15th to 20th.
Oh,
so
wow.
they fell 5 places.
Yep.
And Singapore moved up 2 places into 26 as a result of what happens at the Netball World Cup.
Yep.
So it feels like there's a real changing of the guard between these two teams. And
Yep.
Singapore is now obviously running with a more experienced roster, but really capitalising in terms of their place in the world as on the back of that.
And I think with Singapore winning this game, I think that will move them up slightly higher as well. And would it make much of a change?
It'll be taken into account for the next change in rankings. Not sure when that's happening.
It might, as in the rankings might not be reflected immediately, but it will definitely be one that will actually make the future rankings different, right? Yeah.
Big swing into that pocket. Cleaning it up. Wasn't
nice
the best.
triangle play there, actually.
You're right. Great triangle play. And Pereira just can't connect.
Wow.
Oh, Alvid, how did she get that rebound, Ben? Such a strong presence. Look at Akila with the smile. Totally got pushed out of the way, didn't she?
She did, but she also got called contact for that.
How did Kai Wei keep that in?
That was really smart of her. I think she knew she was coming out of court, so she just let that ball bounce and then came back on to regain possession. Great run down there by the center, Gayanjali. Oh, Akila just spotted it, but just couldn't get that timing right.
2 minutes left in the game. And Singapore will take a lot of confidence from this one into their big game tomorrow against Papua New Guinea. It's going to be a tough match.
That's right. It's all out to play. I believe because Papua Guinea is the only team that Singapore has had a loss against. Yeah, so I think they would definitely want to have that comeback and eventually emerge champions. Oh, we see a missed shot there by Pei Shan. Don't really see that from her in this final quarter, but let's see if Sri Lanka can capitalize on this turnover in the final 1.5 minutes of this game.
Yeah, the last time they met was on the opening day, actually, and it was only 2 goals difference. So, and Singapore had a really shaky start in that one. They weren't playing the kind of netball we're used to seeing from them with the short, sharp passing. So I wonder if now they've played them before, they know what they need to do this time round. We could see the result flip. It's going to be very, very tough indeed, given the form the Pepes are in. But as we see from Angelina Lim, Singapore has grown as this tournament has gone on.
That's right.
What a shot.
Great shot there. Final center pass for Team Singapore. Is Kari able to put that shot in? She does so confidently. Down to the final 30 seconds of the game.
Vani Thilaka stuck for an option. Anjali meets her at the edge of the circle and Pereira slots another one. Time for Singapore still to score here if they're quick. 65-54 they lead. Kimberly Lim winds up, it's too big, and Kaiwei collides with the post. We don't need any injuries, thank you. Leading into the final day. Just take it easy. You can just see she's saying sorry to Kaiwei.
There's just 1 second on the clock.
Yep, so this will be it, and it's 65-54. Singapore make it 3 wins in a row over Sri Lanka in 2023.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
as you can tell, the local fans are very happy with that result.
Yeah, I think a lot of people just came after work or after school just to watch this classic Asian rivalry between Singapore and Sri Lanka. And like you said, it's the 3rd time they have overcome Singapore this year, and in actually a short span of time. I think just across 3 months since the Netball World Cup. Yeah,
August, yeah. So that quarter saw Singapore score 20 goals. It was their best quarter of the game. And we see everyone gathered together here for the Ray Ray Ray, which is so traditional in our sport. A nice way to finish things off. So Sri Lanka tomorrow, they've got a tough match themselves.
they're playing Cook Islands for 3rd, 4th placing.
That's right. So yes, we'll start the day with Singapore A up against Canada. Then we'll have Sri Lanka and the Cook Islands playing for 3rd place. And that big match you cannot miss, either tuning in here on the Singapore Netball YouTube stream or coming to the game at OCBC Arena in person. Papua New Guinea against Singapore. Just 1 loss between these 2 teams throughout the whole tournament. They have been so dominant, and it all comes down to this.
Yes, that's right. I'm very sure both teams would want to really try and edge each other out and eventually emerge as champions. I think Papua New Guinea has been undefeated so far, and Singapore, on the other hand, only has 1 loss against them. So I think both teams know how each other play quite well, because we've had quite a number of matches against PNG as they have come across to this country to play Nations Cup in quite a few editions now. Yeah, so I think it's going to be a really tight contest. I think it might go down to the wire. Yeah, so let's see how it goes all tomorrow.
Well, Pav, thank you so much for your insights today. I look forward to having you back on the mic again tomorrow. And until then, good luck to Singapore.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Brittany.
OCBC Arena, we would like to say a big congratulations to Sri Lanka's Dulangi Wanitalaka for achieving her 50th international cap. Ladies and gentlemen, please give her a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, and of course we've got to wrap our day with an interview with, at this time, Akila London. Yeah, I know there's some fans in here. Now, Akila, Singapore had a pretty rough start to this Mirxes Nations Cup 2023 with the loss to PNG, but it's been all wins since then, and definitely the team has grown. What are your thoughts on the progress, the growth progress of the team?
I think the team did pretty well this week, taking game by game. And I think for us, it's always going back to see what we have done well and also what we can work on for our next game. So kudos to my team for working so hard this week, and we are looking forward to take PNG tomorrow at the finals.
Yeah, so speaking about going back and looking at what you're going to do to progress and tackle the next game, tomorrow will be quite a task going on against Papua New Guinea in the finals. What exactly will the team be focusing on?
We'll just be focusing on our game with our strong, speedy attack, and also for the defense to work really hard and to attack the ball as early as we can. We know PNG came to this competition really strong, and they are going to be not easy to take on tomorrow. So like I said, we're going back to see what we have done well and what we can absolutely work on to start strong tomorrow.
Now, one last thing, the audience, the crowd here today really rode on every single thing that happened in the game today, whether it's an intercept or a goal. Every time you guys did something wonderful, the crowd was there to make some noise. What do you ask of the crowd tomorrow on the final day?
Yeah, firstly, just thank you for coming and supporting us this week. We really need your support tomorrow, so come down in raid to support Team Singapore as we take on PNG.
All right, Akila, thank you very much for chatting with me. I won't keep you any longer. But before you go, if you can hear me, I need you to sign on the ball and give it away. Who wants the match ball? What? Who wants the ball from Akila? All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us here at the Mirxes Nations Cup 2023. Tomorrow we will be back for the final day. The first match happening at 12 p.m. Singapore A will take on Canada. At 2 p.m. Cook Islands will go against Sri Lanka in the third place in playoffs. And at 4 p.m. will be the finals between Papua New Guinea and Singapore. Once again, thank you so much for coming down and supporting this. We will see you again tomorrow. Take care and good night.